Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhorn, back once again with another birth month special. Yes, again, I'm using birth month instead of birthday. Look, this is my channel, so I'm going to make fun of myself when I please. Anyway, today we are doing Jake Long, the M-Drag from the NYC. Oh boy, the childhood memories. This is another one of those TV shows I used to watch as a youngling. And boy, was this show pretty good. It was pretty good. Not weird. Sorry about the noise, viewers. I am currently at work. I'm trying to get stuff done at work while I'm recording this video. I still don't have my own form of transportation ever since my car accident before Christmas. Yes, I'm still having problems with that. Don't worry, things are going to turn up soon. Anyway, continuing on with Jake. Jake is a dragon. Technically speaking, if he was in the Dungeons and Dragons universe, he would be a half-dragon, since his mother is a dragon and his father is a human, who is scared of monsters. That's a weird plot hole. I think they resolved it in the season finale. I don't quite remember. It has been so long. Anyway, Jake is a dragon. So, I thought, hey, this would be a pretty cool character for Dungeons and Dragons. Let's do this thing. So, starting things off, let's start with the stats. As always, we will be using the point-buy system. His strength and intelligence are going to be our dump stats. Normally, I would not recommend dumping intelligence, but with Jake, he's not the smartest kid on the block. But don't worry, we'll round things out here in a minute. Charisma's our next lowest stat at a 12. Wisdom's going to be 14, as well as our Constitution. Dexterity is our highest stat at a 15. Now for race. You'd think I'd go with the Dragonborn. However, Dragonborn can't fly. And Jake needs his wings. Thankfully, the Book of Dragons, the manual that we used for the Aragon build, has the solution. In the Book of Dragons, they have a race known as Dragonkin. This is very similar to the Dragonborn, onto the Draconians from the Dragonlance series, because it is said they are cousins of the dragons, which helps us a little bit. And thanks to the Dragonkin race, we get a +2 to our strength modifier and a +1 to our charisma modifier. We get a 25-foot normal speed with a 40-foot flying speed. Yes, this is not ideal for most dungeon masters because they are a flying race at level 1. But if you were to look at the Von Fanel video, dear dungeon masters, you will see a solution for this problem, and that is at the end of the character's turn. If the character is in the air, they fall. But once they get a certain feat, they are able to continue with their flying. That's a subject for another video. Anyway, let's continue. You get a claws feature, which gives you a basically an unarmed attack with more damage. Your dart vision is of 60 feet. You also get natural armor, which is 13 plus your dexterity modifier, which is a nice solid 15 to start things off with. You also get powerful build, just like the Goliaths, so you are treated as one size larger when it comes to carrying, pulling, or pushing objects. Your languages are Common and Draconic. So the Dragonkin is actually a pretty good race to use. Alright, for our background, he's the American Dragon. According to his theme song, he is the chosen one. So that can only mean one background type, my dear viewers, and that is the folk hero background. Your proficiencies are going to be animal handling and survival. For tools, you get an artisan's tool of your choice. Does not really matter which tool you get proficiency in, because I don't remember what tools he normally used. Maybe brewer's supplies. No, he's not smart enough for that. Anyway, for vehicles, you get the land vehicle proficiency, which is meh. I mean, he likes skateboarding, so that makes sense. You also get the feature rustic hospitality. Now, for our classes, we want to start off with the sorcerer class, because he has that dragon blood in him. So we get the draconic bloodline origin for our sorceress origin. And as you can see in the artwork for the American Dragon Jake Long series, Jake's dragon form is that of a red dragon. So that'll be our dragon ancestor. You also get Draconic Resilience, which is a +1 to your hit point maximum for every level in this class. So not bad. You get a 1d6 for your hit die, and your hit points are pretty low to start out. 6 plus your Constitution modifier, plus your Draconic Resilience feature will basically balance that out to a nice 9. Again, not the best. Your spell casting is going to be using your Charisma. Your skills grab Arcana and Intimidation. You are a dragon, so you will know your way in the arts of Arcana. And it's quite easy to intimidate your foes. Now let's go ahead and move on to a multi-class into Monk. He's good with hand-to-hand combat, as we've seen throughout the series. You'll get a 1d8 for your hit die, and for extra hit points, it's 1d8 plus your Constitution modifier. And you do get some proficiencies in simple weapons and a short sword. Now, normally you would get unarmored defense when you go into Monk, but thanks to our Dragonkin's unarmored defense, for their race bonus, it is not necessary, because it is actually higher than the unarmored defense for the Monk. And you also get access to martial arts. Moving on to second level Monk, we get Key, which uses our Wisdom modifier. We also get unarmored movement, which will increase our movement speed by 10 feet. I doubt it increases flying speed. I believe that is just for our land movement. Level 2 Sorcerer gets Fount of Magic, which gives us access to our sorcery points, which we'll be using for level 3 Sorcerer's meta magic features. And I would recommend grabbing the meta magic options of Transmuted Spell and Quickened Spell. The Transmuted Spell comes from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and honestly, I quite like it. It lets you change the element type of one of your spells, so long as it falls within the elemental category that is listed. So no radiant damage, no force damage, and no necrotic damage. Moving on to level 3 monk, we get a monastic tradition. Way of the Ascended Dragon is the unearthed arcana tradition that we can go with, and it is the best one in my opinion. Sorry, Book of Dragons, your dragon monk is not as great. Thanks to Way of the Ascendant Dragon, we get the Draconic Discipline and Breath of the Dragon. We also get a monk feature, Deflect Missiles. That does not go with the tradition. That is just being a monk. Alright, now for level 4 sorcerers, we get an ability score improvement, or we can grab a feat. If you go with the ability score improvement, grab 1 to your dexterity and 1 to your charisma. If you wish to get a feature, pick the Meta Magic Adept so you can get more meta magic options and some more sorcery points. For your meta magic options, grab Subtle Spell and Careful Spell. This will make sure that you don't accidentally hit your friends with your draconic magic. And the Subtle Spell will make sure you don't need verbal components, which is going to be key. No pun intended, because key and key. Never mind. Moving on to level 6 sorcerer, since we don't get anything for level 5th sorcerer. The level 6 sorcerer gets elemental affinity, which corresponds to your draconic ancestor. So, if you are to use a spell that deals fire damage, you get some extra bonuses. And finally, level 4 monk. You can do an ability score improvement, or grab the feat known as mobile, which will increase your movement speed by 10.
She ain't gonna say nothing good about him. Was the nursing home just called me?